Hey everybody! I hope you're not having any trouble getting on the broadcast on my website. This is the first time I've done a webinar like this with Google Hangouts embedded in my website. So hopefully everything goes okay. I usually do go to webinar with my job, so I've actually never done a webinar with a webcam. So if you see me like looking off to the side or kind of looking around, I'm just still kind of getting my bearings with all of this. So usually I'm just showing slides. But if you can see and hear me, if you could say hi in the comments, that would be very helpful so that I know that you're here and that you can hear me and everything. And if you can't, turn up your speakers. I show that I've got 3 viewers on here right now, so I think things are going all right. I'm gonna go ahead and refresh my comments page here really quick. So if you see me looking over to the right here, it's because I've got a second monitor set up so that I can kind of see everything that's going on. So it looks like just going to refresh my webinar page here really quick and make sure that everything's working. Okay, that's hilarious. Okay, so I'm going to give it a couple more minutes and then I'm going to dive right into to this webinar tonight. So I'm just going to open up a couple things here. And I'll be sharing my screen with you a little bit later, but right now I figured you guys can just watch me talk, right? So I'll give it just a couple more minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen really quick just to test that out. I wanna share screen 1 and whoa, okay. Pull up my presentation. Check that out on my webinar here. Okay, so it looks like we're all set. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here really quick, and I'd like to welcome everybody to my webinar about squeeze pages, launch funnels, and sales pages. It looks like I have squeeze pages there twice, but that's okay. So I just wanted to talk to you today about automating your marketing with WordPress, what tactics you can use to do that, and give you a little preview of my new course, WP-OMG, show you the plugin that I use to make all of this happen. And at the very, very end, I'm going to give away a free registration to WP-OMG, but you have to stay on till the very end to get it. I just wanted to get out of the way right now that I get really nervous talking like live. I always have. I'll probably get like hives going on and I'll talk really fast and have to catch my breath. So hopefully the longer I do this, the easier it will get for me. But this is also my first webinar, like I mentioned before, using Google Hangouts. So I'm hoping that everything goes well. This is being recorded, so I'll send it out to everybody that didn't make it onto the webinar today. And then I also have, you'll see me keep looking over to the right, I have Facebook comments set up for my webinar so I can answer your questions. So every now and again, I'll ask you to post your questions there. You can go ahead and post them as you think of things, and then I'll get to certain points in the presentation where I'll pop over there and answer some of those questions. So also, if you've just started the free 5-day website challenge, I'm going to go over a lot of things that might be a little more advanced for you. So I don't want you to get overwhelmed. I don't want you to think that you have to do everything now. You don't. This course is going to be here for you when you get to that point in your website and in your business when you're ready for that type of stuff. So it's good to know your options, and I'm really glad that you're here. But if you just started the challenge or you're still in the middle of it, just, don't get too overwhelmed with what we're going to talk about today. So, and I want to introduce myself to you. So for those of you that don't already know, I'm Shannon Mattern, and I created WordPress BFF, and I started it to help take the overwhelm out of starting an online business, because I feel like people, get wrapped up in what kind of website to make, what they should use with Weebly, Squarespace, WordPress, what training to take. So I really felt like I could offer something in the way of making WordPress a little bit easier for people. So just to back up a little bit and tell you a little bit about myself, I don't have like that rags to riches story or, the life-changing moment story that you hear from a lot of people. I'm like probably the most normal vanilla person that you'll ever meet. I'm that, that kid that was like the straight A student in high school. I followed all the rules. I never did anything, crazy. I went to high school, was in the marching band, graduated, went to college, Ohio State University, got the communications degree, got the job right out of college. So I've done everything that you're supposed to do, like all in that order. And I would have to say, like, I'm not much of a risk taker at all. So even starting this business has been like a big step for me. But that being said, just kind of living that life by the book, by the rules, it's just, you would think it would be like super fulfilling, but it's just one of those things where I always just felt like there was something more, but I was like afraid to take the risk. And that's kind of where WordPress BFF, the idea for it was formed. To back up even more, after I graduated from Ohio State with a degree in interactive communication processes, which is basically how people interact with technology. It was a communications degree. I basically graduated and worked at a coffee shop for 6 months waiting for that first corporate job to come along. And it didn't. It was like 2002, right after 9/11. The economy was horrible. So I took the very first job I could get, which was a job working with my sister at the law firm that she worked at in their marketing department as kind of like a peon, basically, doing anything that they wanted me to do. So I had worked my way up in that law firm into their marketing systems administrator. So basically what I was doing was turning all their marketing systems into tech systems. And I ended up with a budget of $200,000 to redesign their website. That's how much that cost back in, gosh, it was like 2003 to redesign the website. So that was probably the most fun project I'd ever done. It was not a WordPress website. WordPress was basically just blogging back then. But I decided that I wanted to move on, and I was never going to be a lawyer. And that's the only thing that you can do in a law firm. So I took a position, and it's actually the company I still work for now, with the Ohio Nurses Association, as their communications director. And I did all their marketing, and I built their websites. And, as a nonprofit with a budget of $0, I had to figure out how to do things on the cheap. And that's when I dove in and became a WordPress expert, 100%, and built all of our systems around it, and just really was able to give us a huge, robust marketing presence just with WordPress. So that's kind of where my background comes into play. I learned WordPress for free. I never, took any paid training courses and all of that. And I really just dove in over the past 7 years to figure out everything I could figure out so that I could make things work at my job. And that led me to doing some freelancing. If you've checked out my About page on my website, I started doing some freelancing, and I hated it because I'm like the pickiest person in the world when it comes to my website, and I think I should be picky and I want to make it perfect, but then working for other people that are super picky about their websites, it's just not like financially feasible. I mean, for the amount of time that I would spend going back and forth with people, tweaking this and tweaking that, I'm like, I feel so bad charging this person. This is so easy to teach them that they could learn how to do it and make all these changes themselves. So that's kind of where the seed for WordPress BFFs was planted, because I'm just like, gosh, I feel bad charging you for one, because it's not difficult. If someone would just show you how to do it, and two, then you can be as nitpicky as you want and get everything exactly how you want it without me having to spend hours and hours and hours doing it, which I don't have because I, work a full-time job and everything. So that idea kind of launched in January. Well, WordPress BFF launched in January, and I've kind of been building it up ever since. So that's kind of what led me to the free 5-day website challenge, because I wanted to, take that knowledge that I wanted to impart in my freelance clients and just turn that into like a package that I could just help a ton of people not have to pay someone, be able to learn it for free, and not be completely overwhelmed by all the different options out there when it comes to WordPress. Because as I've said, there's just like a million different ways that you can put all this stuff together. And I'm just teaching one way that I think is the best based on my experience with WordPress. So does anyone have any questions so far? I'm gonna go ahead and refresh my comments page. I know I'm like talking really fast. I need to slow down. So I'm gonna look at this. Don't be nervous, you're amazing. Thanks, Angie. Robin's looking forward to this. I chatted with Robin. He really helped me put my coaching package together. So if you guys see Robin Nickerson on here, reach out to him. He's awesome. I see Venetia. Hi, Venetia. Debbie's in the early stages of setting up her site. Awesome. Donna Harris and I have been emailing back and forth. Jen Walker is my very, very first WordPress BFF. She's awesome. I see Jenny Cameron. We also have been emailing back and forth. Bob Webb, Jackie. So awesome. Oh, and Mike. Mike lives in Central Ohio, which is near me. So that's awesome. If I didn't see your name here, I think it's because it's cutting off my comments. But this is awesome. I'm so happy to see all you guys here. So let's go ahead and I'll stop talking about myself and I'll just dive right into the presentation here. I have squeezed pages there twice. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay. So today we're going to talk about why you should automate your marketing, what tactics you can use to do it, and how to use WordPress to implement those tactics. So I have been able to teach 280 people now how to use WordPress with the free 5-day website challenge, which is absolutely amazing to me. There's no way I would have time to do that at all without marketing automation. From setting up, my website with an opt-in to the 5-day website challenge, automating that with MailChimp, the sales page for WPOMG. There is absolutely no way I would be able to manage doing this without marketing automation. And there are lots of tactics that you can use to automate this, and that's basically different kinds of pages. And then there are about 1,000,001 different ways to implement all those tactics with WordPress. So I want to go over that. I also mentioned we're going to talk about WPOMG sneak peek of Optimized Press, which is the plugin I use to build everything, and the giveaway at the end. So I'm going to pop over here and just take a look at these comments really quick because I keep hearing a notification. I've got more. Make sure nothing's like going crazy on the webinar. Okay, cool. So I created WPOMG for the same reason I created the 5-day website challenge. There are just so many different ways that you can implement everything that everybody talks about with online marketing. All the different concepts from lead pages, sales pages, squeeze pages, content upgrades, webinars. There's just so many different ways to do it. There are so many people that offer different software, and there are a ton of people that are affiliates. And I'm an affiliate for several different products. I don't think there's anything wrong at all with being an affiliate, and I'm not knocking that, tactic at all. But where I see issues and where I kind of feel a little weird is when I'm in Facebook groups and I see people just, someone ask a question like, oh, how should I, do XYZ? And someone just throws out, a name and here's my affiliate link. And I don't like it. I don't trust that the reason that they're throwing that out there is because they really do think it's the best thing, or they just want to earn the money. And I have to tell you, the plugin that I picked that I am an affiliate for this program is not like the one that would make me the most money that does the same things that, the other plugins do. So if I was just in it for the affiliate dollars, I would definitely be picking different plugins that have better affiliate programs. So I just wanted to point that out there, that when you are asking Facebook groups for, expertise, and I'm not knocking it because that's how you guys found me, and I'm so happy that you did. But, you kind of have to take everything with a grain of salt and really look into it as to like, okay, what is this person's experience? What is their expertise? Where are they coming from with this answer? What's their budget like? Because they may not, they might just have a pile of money to spend, and that's great. And that's maybe why they want to do that. So my perspective from everything that I talk about and teach you guys comes from being a WordPress expert, and also with my background in marketing and communications. So that's where I come from. You're going to hear a lot of different opinions. There are online marketers that I have a lot of respect for that just disagree with my choice of plugins. So that's the way it is. You'll have to do your own research, but I'll walk through the way that I think it, works the best and makes the most sense. And then you can always ask me questions about any other plugins, and I'd be happy to give you my opinion on them. I don't knock them as not working. You'll see why I have my opinions as we go through this. So now's for the learning part. So let me take a deep breath here. I just get talking too fast. I edit all this stuff out of my videos that you guys see in the 5-day challenge. I edit out all the ums and the deep breaths from getting excited. So you're seeing like the live real deal right now. It's funny. So let's talk about kind of like the flow of the marketing automation, right? So you have the squeeze page, and this all like leads one after the other. The squeeze page leads to the funnel, which goes to the sales page, which then goes to the products that you're selling. So whether that's an online course, a membership site, a coaching package, or another product. And if you do really, really well with all these things, the goal is to get the lifelong customer that's going to help you do your marketing for you, so that this kind of all just flows together. You have to do a lot of work to even get people here, but then once you get them here, you need to push them through the rest of this. And pretty much happens automatically if you do it right. So let's talk first about what a squeeze page is. A squeeze page has like very little information on it. It's going to have a compelling headline, a bold call to action. You want to make it easy to sign up. The person can only sign up or leave, and it captures an email address. So the whole point of a squeeze page is like either from a blog post or a Facebook ad or something, you've linked them to this page where you've put a really compelling headline there that makes them just want to give you their email address so that they can get whatever you're promising. And then you have a bold call to action where it's really bright. It tells them exactly what they're going to get. It's focused on them. It's like not subscribe to my newsletter. It's excuse me, like get instant access. It's focused on what you're giving them, not what they're giving you, I guess is the best way to say it. And then you want to make it really easy to sign up. So you want to make it so that they only have to give you a couple pieces of information, so that like their name and email address, not even their last name. I don't even ask you guys for last names. And then it captures the email address. So the whole point of this is just to have them make a really quick decision on whether or not they want it. You don't want to give them too many options because you don't want them to not make a choice. It's that whole analysis paralysis concept. So hang on here. To make sure I'm actually screen sharing with you guys. Please bear with me for a second. Was I not even screen sharing this whole time? Probably not. Okay, let's do that again. There we go. Okay, my bad. Okay, here's my diagram of the squeeze page to the launch funnel to the sales page to your products that you're offering to then the lifelong customer that you're hoping to build by providing all this value here in this this area. So like I said, squeeze page, compelling headline, bold call to action, make it easy to sign up because you are ultimately wanting to take them from here to here. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Okay, so next let's talk about the launch funnel. So you get someone to sign up and give you their email address, and then you put them into what all the online marketing people call a launch funnel. Optimize Press, which is the plugin that I recommend, they call it a launch funnel. That term just drives me absolutely crazy because a funnel implies that everything that you put in at the top comes out at the bottom, and that's just not the case. So I think of it as a filter. It's basically a filter that, you know, when you sign up for my 5-day website challenge, which is a launch funnel, not everyone's going to make it through. Not everyone's going to even watch the first video. And for those people that do make it through, and then I send them to a sales page for something like WPOMG or the next course that I'm going to be creating, not everyone's going to buy. So it's more of a filter. It's for you to figure out, do I know what I'm talking about? Do you know, like, and trust me? Do you feel like I'm providing value? Do you want more? And that's what's going to lead you to then buy. And for me too, it's weeding out people that don't need what I want, aren't going to have like a ton of objections to everything that I'm doing. It's like we're getting to know each other through this launch funnel or sales filter or whatever you want to call it, which is in my case, it's the free 5-day website challenge. So I get to provide you with a ton of value and develop a relationship with you. And then we'll see where it goes. Maybe it goes to some of these and it goes to that. And that's absolutely the goal. But if you just get a ton of value out of this, I'm okay with that too, because part of my goal is to give back. I learned for free, so I want to help as many people as I can. But, you know, ultimately, we're all in business, and the point is to get you guys to here. So that's the point of the launch funnel. So it's a series of web pages that deliver something of value over time. So the 5-day website challenge, I could have given it to you guys all in one day, but I wanted to build that relationship with you over time so that, you know, you could either weed me out or I would weed you out based on that interaction. It's powered by email automation, and it can be as many pages as you want it to be. It really just depends on your product and service, how that would translate for you. And so what that leads to, oh, excuse me, let me talk about webinars really quick. This is another example of a sales filter or a launch funnel. Like, you come on this webinar or anybody's webinar and you learn something that you needed to learn because that's why you signed up in the first place. And then at the end, there's a call to action to buy, you know, a bigger training or something. So if you've ever been on any other webinars, you've seen that. If this is your first example of it, I'm sure people will do it a lot better. I'll get better at it as I go on. So both of these are examples of launch funnels in a way. And then you have the sales page. So you slowly build up a relationship over time and you give a lot of value, and then you ask for a sale. So it's got a lot of different elements on it. You want to define the problem that your audience is having, explain how you understand and how you're qualified to solve it. And that's, you know, what I do on my homepage for the 5-day website challenge. That's what I do on the sales page for WP OMG. That's why I talked a little bit about my background on this webinar, so that you guys know I didn't just like learn WordPress on lynda.com a month ago and now I'm thinking I'm qualified to teach it to everybody. So you kind of, it's a really long page and it's a lot of text. And, you know, it details the solution, removes any objections to purchasing, and leaves you with only one option. It's just like a squeeze page. You either buy or you leave. You don't have navigation to anywhere else on your site, anything like that. So you basically leave the person with one decision at the end of it. So let me scroll back up here. So at the end of the sales page, they either leave, which is not a funnel. I'm sorry, I keep harping on that. I want to even change that to filter, but that's not the terminology in the plugin. They either leave or they move on to purchase something from you. And so let's go down here. So like I said, with the exception of webinars, all of these things are automated. You put in the work up front to create all the pages, and then once you get people onto that squeeze page, they go all the way through the rest of it without you having to interfere, except for to respond to questions or spend time with them on Facebook and answer all of that stuff. So I'm gonna come over here really quick and look at questions. So Donna says you must have a Mac. I'm not seeing, I don't think I'm seeing all the comments with this Facebook comments I have going up. So does anybody have any questions right now? I know I kind of blew through this really fast. I want to, now that I've explained what they are, I'm going to go in and kind of show you how to create them. Oh, Robin says his screen is white. bear with me for a second. I just want to make sure that we're still going here. So if you don't have any questions, can you just add a comment that says no so that I can make sure that you guys are still with me and that I'm not having any problems here. I'm gonna refresh my comments. I don't see any comments. That's okay. I'm just going to keep going, and if the webinar kicked everybody off, I'll still be sending this out via email. So my apologies. We'll have to work out these kinks later. Just going to refresh this one more time. Okay. Let me find my, sorry guys. Stop sharing my screen. I see a comment. Okay. Okay, sweet. Okay. I forgot that there's a delay from me talking to you guys. So of course I'm not going to see anything for like 30 seconds. So, all right, awesome. So we'll get back to, I'm just going to look at these and see if there's any questions in here. Okay, Donna says she has lead pages as her funnel, but not an affiliate. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit. Robin switched over to Google. He can see everything. Okay, cool. I'm sure there are more here. I don't think I can see them. I'm going to have to rethink this whole Facebook comments thing. But anyway. All right, so I'm going to share my screen again. And we'll keep on moving with the presentation. Screen one, share, presenting to everybody. Now I've got some sort of weird funnel of, get back to my Evernote presentation. I'm narrating like I'm doing a video. Okay. All right, so like Donna said, she has lead pages for her launch funnel and all this stuff. So all the pages I just talked about, you can build in WordPress without any special plugins. When I first did the free 5-day website challenge, I built them all as individual WordPress pages. I embedded all the videos in them. I set up like randomly weird navigation structures so that you could only see the days before of what the days you were on. And I made this like whole big intricate WordPress page that I kind of Frankenstein together with a bunch of different plugins. And it worked. It worked just fine. And I probably would have continued to use it had I not found Optimized Press and their pages and how those pages work. So Optimized Press makes it a lot easier to build squeeze pages. I think a BFF asked me in the group today, like, hey, how can I remove the header from my theme because I want to make a squeeze page? You totally can do that. You don't need lead pages or anything like that to do that, depending on the theme that you have, but it makes it a lot easier when you have something to do it with. So lead pages is exactly for building sales pages, squeeze pages, launch pages, and all of that stuff. And they host webinars and everything like that. But the thing about lead pages, which is why, you know, I was really close to saying, okay, I'm going to use lead pages for everything. But when you get to this point in your business, lead pages doesn't handle any of that. So now you need to buy another plugin to handle your membership and buy another plugin to handle your online courses. and buy another plugin to sell your products. And so you've got lead pages working over here, or Instapage or whatever program that you've purchased, and Kajabi or whatever. And then you've got like other plugins managing this. So you're to me, plus lead pages is like close to $500 a year, and Optimized Press is $97. But that's, you know, a whole nother issue. Optimized Press will do all of this. And that's why I decided to go with it, because I don't like to spend money on things I don't need to spend money on, for one. Like, that's my big thing. For two, I want something that is going to work for everything, because I don't want to be paying 7 different subscription fees a month for different things and then having to mess with that on my taxes. And there's a lot of different reasons just for specifically running my business that I like to do things like more streamlined. But Optimized Press makes this whole process pretty seamless. So that's one of the big reasons that I chose it. I'm going to scroll back down here. So there are people, I've seen people just trashing Optimized Press in Facebook groups saying like, oh, it messes with themes, oh, it does this, oh, it does that. And these are people that I actually have a lot of respect for, you know, as far as like there are skills in online marketing, and we just have different opinions on what's the best thing for WordPress. So, you know, I really invite you to do research and figure out what is best for you. But as a WordPress pro, I'm with Optimized Press all the way, because it costs less, it does more, it's not nearly as difficult, and it does work with any theme, except for the Optimized Press pages are different than your themes pages, and I'll show you that here in a little bit. And the reason I like to save money, I mean, I like it in my pocket and I like to spend it on other stuff, but I want to put it into things in my business that are actually going to like get people in the door. So if I'm spending $500 a year on lead pages or $97 a year on Optimized Press, that's $400 I can spend on some Facebook ads to even get people to my squeeze page. So that's just kind of how I think about things. Everybody's different. You all run your businesses different. I'm not a business consultant by any stretch, but you know, all of these things factor into how I make my decisions about what plugins I use on my website, because my website's my business. So that's, you know, that's my kind of my little soapbox on that. So let's pop over to my website and I'll show you Optimized Press on my site. Ooh, this is weird. So this is within my, I'm going to get out of my presentation here. Ooh, that was like down a rabbit hole. I guess I'm going to go back into Evernote and look at this from within Evernote. So hold on a second. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna need to, I need to find a browser. Hang on, sorry guys. Let me pull up Safari. That'll work better. All right. We get logged in. So here's the cool thing. Optimized Press lets me brand my my login page, which is kind of cool, because when you have people log into your courses, not my email address, when you have people logging into your courses, they'll see a branded login page instead of just a plain old WordPress page. Okay, cool. So I want to show you just really quickly the front end of my marketing automation, so to speak. So, you know, the first thing I have is the free 5-day website challenge squeeze page, which I don't think many of you came through this. I haven't used it very often. I usually just take people straight to my homepage, which isn't necessarily a squeeze page. I feel like I needed more words to differentiate myself from other WordPress trainers, which is why I send people to my homepage to read about the challenge. But someday I'll get that magical headline figured out and I'll be able to use the squeeze page. But this is an example of one of the squeeze pages you can build in OptimizePress. And when you click on this button, you get an overlay that then prompts you for the information. And then when you click the Get Instant Access button, it sends everything to your email provider, and that process starts rolling. And then I know you guys have seen my 5-day website challenge. So then you get the email that says, hey, welcome to day 1, but then everything else after that's coming soon. So not like you guys aren't rocket scientists and couldn't figure out what the next link is to get to these, and plus I give them away in the Facebook group. But this is the whole concept of a launch funnel. Like, I'm going to give you this piece of information today, but I really want you to come back tomorrow and get more. And I want you to keep coming back for 5 days until, we've built this relationship where we trust each other and we want to move forward. And then the next page, and I haven't started doing this yet, and I don't know when I will, but the next step is to then, after you've completed the 5-day challenge, to send you to my next course, WPOMG. And this is the sales page. And OptimizePress has templates for all of these. So you can see there's nothing on this page but me explaining to you why this is the best course in the whole wide world. And then payment buttons that go straight to PayPal. And that's all you can do on this page. You can't go read about me. You can't go to my blog. It's just a straight up, you have to either read all of the stuff that I wrote and click through or leave. So that's the sales page. And then let me just make sure I didn't want to talk about anything else as far as that goes. Oh yeah, I want to show you exactly how these pages come together. So those are the front end of the OptimizePress pages, but then this is how they're actually created. So you go in OptimizePress and it is kind of like a whole different animal inside your WordPress site. When you go into the page builder, it overlays your WordPress site with these whole new options. And the best way to show you how this all works is to select a content template. So OptimizePress offers a ton of different templates. So this is called the homepage ATM, and I don't know if you've ever heard of Brendan Burchard, but he talks about the homepage ATM in a lot of his marketing videos and how to design a homepage. You've got launch pages, membership pages, opt-ins. This is the one I used for my webinar and the 5-day challenge. I just put my own image on the back. Here's another layout for those. So there's a million different kind of opt-in page layouts with videos or pictures or all kinds of stuff. And then you have, then you have just other types of pages. You have sales pages. So what's great about these is that it shows you exactly what should go on these pages. And I'm going to pick one of these just to show you guys. A thank you page and then webinar registration pages. I'm refreshing the comments here really quick to see if if there's anything I can answer for you guys. Man, I cannot see all of these. That's a giant bummer. I'm going to sort them by reverse chronological and see. Oh, okay, cool. You guys are awesome. Seriously. Oh, you're doing great. Blah, blah, blah. You guys are fantastic. Okay. So this is an example of an optimized press sales page. And my favorite thing about these is, even though I personally don't like this design, it's way too masculine for my brand, it shows you everything you need to put on these pages. So in this ebook, you'll discover benefits, you put some reviews in, and buy now, and some instructions on what's going to happen. So all of these content templates actually kind of give you the formula for what you need to put on the pages, which I think is really cool. And I go really into depth on all of these things in WPOMG. But the cool thing about these pages are these elements. So you have all of these different pieces and parts to create the page that I was trying to create from scratch on WordPress pages. And I mean, there's no way I could have even made anywhere near all of these. Like the Facebook comments, adding those to any page. File downloads for membership pages. Let me get to all membership file downloads, breadcrumb trails, login forms. So there's like, I don't know, there's got to be 50 different pieces and parts that you can tie together to create not only your squeeze pages, sales pages, and launch funnels, but you use them to create your online courses and your membership sites and all of that stuff. So it's all done within Optimized Press. So I'm going to close out of this. And I do want to point out, because, you know, the biggest thing that I hear people say in Facebook groups is like, oh, well, it messes with your theme. Well, my sales pages aren't supposed to look like the rest of my website. They have the same font, but they're not supposed to have navigation. They're not supposed to be exactly the same. So I'm not sure, you know, I get what they're saying, I guess, but I'm not sure how it necessarily matters if you're following the traditional guidelines of building those types of pages. So that's Optimized Press, and that's just a little sneak peek of what it can do. It comes with all those different page templates. You can actually buy more page templates that are around like 15, 20 bucks a pop. It comes with a membership plugin that I teach exactly how to configure all the options in there and all of that good stuff. So I just wanted to show you what I actually would teach in the course. And let me close this. I want to pull up the companion guide. Well, no, I'll just show you here. So when you actually register for WPOMG, you do have to buy Optimized Press separately. And unfortunately, I'm not giving away an actual copy, or I'm not giving away the plugin with my contest tonight. I'm just giving away access to the course. But you pretty much need Optimized Press to, well, not pretty much, you do need Optimized Press to take this course, because I go through how to build everything that you could possibly want to build for your online marketing within Optimized Press. So when you come to the course, you have some instructions on how to use it, and the download of the companion guide that I created, which explains everything we've talked about today, but way in more depth. So it explains, like, you know, how to use the course, all about the different pages. I thought I was kind of funny when I wrote this. I don't know, but it's like dating on autopilot, like the whole online marketing piece. of your business. And then I have all this I have worksheets in here to help you organize your information. I hope you do it a little bit better than I've done on this webinar. But that's where this diagram actually comes from. I know I'm flipping through this really fast. That's where this diagram comes from, is from that companion guide. But that's just so that you get all of the concepts before you actually start building things. And oops, where's my site? Nope, that's not it. Oh, I'm in Safari, that's why. Okay. So then these are all the different modules. So I have 15 created now. I have 4 more in my mind that I'm going to add because of questions that have just come up after talking to you guys after I launched the course. So anytime I add something, everybody gets it. You know, whether you bought on the first day or you bought 6 months later, everybody gets access to everything that I change forever. So I'm just going to click on one of these lessons. And this is just a lesson page. And all of this is built in OptimizePress. So this is this online course. You know, I actually signed up and registered for my own course so that I could log in. But when people purchase, they're just automatically taken to a place to create an account, log in, and boom, they have the course. So you can create online courses in OptimizePress just in the exact same way that I've done and have everything be seamless and using one plugin in one place. You don't have to worry about plugin conflicts or updates not being compatible with each other. There's just a lot of different things that can happen when you use a bunch of different plugins, and we're all using a bunch of different plugins to make our WordPress site do what we want it to do. But you can see I've got like links to all the other courses, and this is one of those little elements that I put on the page. Here, I'm going to edit this page and show you guys how this all goes together. So I guess the bottom line for me is, like, if all you're doing is those launch series and you want to use lead pages or something like that, go for it. I'm sure it's an absolutely great plugin. Tons of people use it. Tons of people recommend it as an affiliate. I just don't want to pay that much for it. Plus, if I am offering an online course or a membership site or something like that, I want to spend $97 once and be able to do all of my marketing and my courses all in one plugin. So that's my take on it. But so I want to just show you, this is a video editor element where I've embedded my video from Vimeo because it's a premium course. These aren't on YouTube for anybody to see. You know, I've got my timestamps on each video. This is just a text box, another text box. This is the membership breadcrumb trail. So this shows you where you are in the course. And then this is the membership navigation sidebar. So it like steps you through, oh, what do you want it to look like? And then the next step is to select your options. What order you want your pages, what product, which that's covered more in depth in WP OMG. So that is basically the course and everything that you're going to learn. But let me close this. No, let's see, I want to save and close. I want to have you go ahead and ask me any questions that you have. It's going to take probably 30 seconds for you to even hear me ask that before they start coming in. So go ahead and ask me any questions that you have. I'm going to go back to the course landing page so that you can see. I can just kind of go over all the different modules with you really quickly. This is all password protected. No one can get in here unless you actually have a membership. That was weird. Okay. So you get the companion guide, but then you also get all these first 3 lessons are just all about how to set up Optimize Press. And then we get into registration, creating an online course, setting up membership, and everything to do with like paid courses and payment, because that kind of builds the foundation for things that we would do later on. So there's a strategic order about how this is done. Even if you're not necessarily launching an online course, there's kind of some pieces and parts in these lessons that lead up to some of these other things, I guess. Lesson 7 really gets into the design and I emphasize like get your page the exact way you want it first before you duplicate it 15 times, because I kept making so many changes after I had made all these pages that I had to go through and make them on every single page, because I'm kind of anal like that. But I would say, you know, in this lesson, I say, get your pages right the first time, and I didn't follow my own advice, but whatever. Then we get into the sales and launch funnels, and I go into detail on that and what should be on those pages, how to hook them up to email automation, membership sites, and I had someone ask me about like putting forums on the Optimize Press pages, so I was going to add a module on that. Digital products. Okay, here's what I really want you to know. If you are only selling like an ebook or something like that, I don't think you need to get Optimize Press unless you're, or this course, unless you're really, really like dead set on having the types of pages specifically with those elements on it that I showed you or that I laid out, because you can sell a digital product with a free plugin called Easy Digital Downloads, and I have a tutorial on my website for it. And that's exactly what I show how to do in here. But if you want to lead up to a sale with a launch funnel or something like that, then it might be worth getting Optimize Press and WP-OMG. And then Webinar Tech is one where I actually show how I set up this webinar that I did and how I embedded the Facebook comments, which I think worked out okay. I'm not 100% on that. So, all right, I've got a couple questions. Is Optimize Press the bar under your header that collects emails? On my homepage, no. That is opt-in skin, and that's the one I teach in the free 5-day website challenge. Yes, this is opt-in skin. And the reason for that is this is my homepage. If I wanted to use the Optimize Press theme, there's a theme that comes with it. I certainly could do that, and I could use an Optimize Press opt-in on my homepage, but I wanted to keep my website make, because that's what I teach in the free 5-day website challenge, and then use Optimize Press for my membership and my course pages and for my webinar pages and all of that stuff. So that's perfectly fine to have one theme for your actual website and then another theme for your membership site or your course pages and all of that stuff. So it's like not uncommon to do that at all. Does Optimize Press do split testing and give info on tested results from others? I do not believe it does. I have to double check on that though. I could be completely wrong on that. Let me get back to you. I know it competes with Lead Pages and the other ones that do split testing. So Robin, I will follow up with you guys. I'll have the answer to that in tomorrow's email of the recording. Let's see, I'm gonna flip through any more questions. You guys are awesome. You must have a Mac. That's so funny. I'm kind of obsessed with my Mac. I just got it over the summer, and if I could replace everybody at work's computers with a Mac, I would absolutely do it. But we don't have that kind of money, and that's why I use WordPress. So, okay, now for the part that I want to make sure I have covered everything before I do my giveaway. Okay, yeah, so we previewed Optimized Press a little bit. We previewed WPOMG a little bit. And like I said, if you're not to this point in your business or you're not to this point in the 5-day website challenge, just, you know, take some notes, back burner this. It's on the website. I'll be doing more webinars on it. I know everybody says like, oh, on a webinar you have to close and you have to make people buy something right away and you have to, make it a limited time thing. Like, I don't like that high pressure sales stuff. You guys know what I have to offer. You know it's here when you need it. And, maybe I'm doing myself a disservice by saying that, but I just feel like I don't want you to buy something that you're not ready for, because it's just not good for either of us. All right, I've got another question, I think. Robin, you're awesome. Okay, so if you're still here, in the comments below, I want you to tell me your favorite song. So put it in there, and then I'm going to, after you've all had plenty of time to do that, I'm going to count up the number of entries and then just randomly select a number. I'm going to order them in the order that you put them in, and then I'm just going to count from the bottom up and pick the winner, and I'll announce that tomorrow, and I'll have, a random number generator pick it so it's fair and all of that stuff. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, go back to webcam mode. Oh, it's kind of dark in here now. So I just really want to thank you guys for hanging with me with my first webinar. It's kind of weird to not be able to see if things are working. So I really do appreciate your feedback and for you guys hanging with me. Keep those favorite songs coming. I think that's so funny to hear people's favorite songs. And for my wedding, actually, on our RSVP cards, we had people submit a song for our wedding playlist, and all we played at our wedding was the songs that everybody picked. I mean, like completely random stuff, so it was hilarious. So I'll be putting all your favorite songs on like my workout playlists and all that fun stuff. So list those out and I'll pick a winner. And let's see, if you think of any other questions after the webinar, want to talk more about, if you think the course is a good fit for you, please reach out to me in the Facebook group. You can always get me via email, all of that stuff, so you guys know how to find me. I love talking to you, helping you out with your issues and all of that stuff. And, I guess one more thing to say about, using WPOMG and Optimized Press as opposed to lead pages or anything else is like, not only do you get the support of Optimized Press because it comes with 1 year of updates and support. That plugin's $97 for a year. You can choose to renew it for a year at $97 to get the updates and the support. But you also get like my training course, and you get access to me, kind of holding your hand and walking you through things, which I absolutely love to do. So reach out to me, email, Facebook. I probably am on Facebook a little bit more than I should be during the workday, so I'm trying to cut back on that a little bit, but I can't help it. I like helping you guys more than I like crunching numbers for month-end reports sometimes. So anyhow, thank you all so much. Put those comments on so I can pick a winner, and look forward to a video recording of this webinar tomorrow from me with the winner and with answers to any questions that you guys had today. I'm also going to be having more webinars that are not like, you know, WPOMG specific. I'm just going to do like a straight up WordPress tips, tricks, and hacks. I'm going to talk about, I can, you know, talk about how I did this webinar. You know, any topics that you have that you want to learn more about. I'm definitely going to do one on the header for the make theme, because I know you guys have lots of questions and everything about that. So I want to get that covered for you. But any other topics that you want to bring up, I'm also going to have some people come on and do some like more business consulting that kind of goes hand in hand with me. So I think there are some people on this webinar that I'll be talking to about that you'll probably see in future webinars. So keep the ideas coming, keep the questions coming, keep the songs coming. I'm going to sign off, and I will see you guys in the Facebook group tomorrow. So I'll see you later.